pulls this up, it was cool for me to walk into Akamai. I don't know how many people in here have read the book No Better Time. Anyone? Wow. Pick that up. It's the story of one of the founders of Akamai named Danny Lewin. Incredible story for anyone with entrepreneurial spirit. Great. So howdy, Boston. I'm from Texas. Animal Ventures has our office in New York, and now we're establishing a presence here in Boston. So I want to talk about 3 beliefs of ours. The first is that supply chain is extremely sexy. That's the space we work in. The second thing is rest is absolutely essential, and a big cultural component of our company is sabbaticals. So we work very hard, all of our entrepreneurs, and then take meaningful breaks, because in meaningful breaks you can reflect and refine and tune how you operate. So here's some of our team doing the Camino Santiago. That's me getting lost in Ikaria in Greece learning how to cook, and that's Colin in Iceland pondering his life. The third thing we really believe in is the decentralized economy. And then what we work on is the emergence of blockchain, AI, additive manufacturing, which you'll learn a bit about from Jason tonight, and industrial Internet of Things. And all of that empowers what we consider the decentralized economy. So you're thinking, all right, John, what do you guys actually do? Well, we do several things. The first thing is we educate on all of these emerging technologies. So we do TED Talks, we go to summits, we host panels. This is one of our partners who has one of the most popular blockchain talks about the decentralized economy. How many people in here could describe blockchain to your grandma or child? Awesome. So the rest of you could probably benefit from some of our courses. So we produce a lot of online courses. The one live right now is the basics of blockchain, thousands of students and growing. And next month we've got a dozen or so, whether you're looking for a more business track or a developer track. And this group is so awesome. Get with me afterwards to give you a 50% discount on any of those courses. We also do research. So decentralized economy, cognitive supply chains. No one knows what that means. So we do our best to research and provide papers on what that means. And we're releasing next year an exciting paper on cognitive supply chains with the Blockchain Research Institute. And we have a podcast called Tech on Politics. Allows entrepreneurs from Silicon Valley, people on Capitol Hill to have hard conversations. And how many people have read The Lean Startup by Eric Ries? Cool. So his next book is The Startup Way. It was released yesterday. We're launching an event tomorrow night with him. This book is really targeted to how do you enable entrepreneurship inside of a large company. We're doing it with Harvard Business School. Get with me if you want 25% off the book and to attend the event tomorrow. So we educate, but then we also build startups for other companies, mainly Fortune 100 clients in the supply chain space. Our 4 main areas currently are pharma, food, trucking, and retail. So let's look at a recent pilot. It was a pharma communication layer, DAP. You're like, okay. So they had a goal that was matched with ours of having a fully cognitive supply chain. But we asked ourselves, what is an achievable pilot in 3 months? Because that's what we do to build products. We started with this communication layer. And simplified, it was a decentralized Google Apps. Raise your hand if you've used Google Apps. Sweet. So it's that, but built through decentralized architecture. So typical document system. There's all of the ledger of the blockchain. Again, nothing special. But what's important is with this internal communication layer that's used by internal users, they can expand it to third parties through a consortium effort. Eventually, it's not only humans contributing, it's IoT and machines, and that eventually leads to a fully functioning cognitive supply chain. Colin right here is our venture engineer. Him and I build a lot of these products. If you have any questions about the tech behind it, I didn't see a lot of hands that knew a lot about blockchain. You can geek out with us at the end. And we've learned a lot through the process, and that is that in blockchain, we are in a pre-Akamai era. So there's a lot of infrastructure to be done. We wrote a post on Medium about Plasma. If you're wanting to go deep on some important infrastructure that needs to be built, check that out. And then we also build startups because we're entrepreneurs at our core. And so our 2 projects coming up are Arctic Wolf and Elephant. One is a procurement platform because no one likes legal contract negotiation. We're automating a lot of that. And the second one is decentralizing a research network. And we also make some investments in the space of people that are powering the decentralized economy. And that's Colin and I. My spirit animal is an Arctic wolf. His is an orca. That's our emails. We're here in Boston now. Get at us if you want discounts on the book by Eric Ries, or if you want to take a course. Thank you. And Colin and I will take some questions. That was a lot, I'm sorry.
What's your decentralized research network do?
Sure. What is our decentralized network and what does it do? So we have a lot of online courses, and a lot of the students, after they graduate, if you will, and they're certified, they say, hey, I want to get my hands dirty in blockchain. What do you have for us? And one of the first easy things is we do a lot of research, and a lot of consulting firms keep a lot of that research in-house, right? Their own employees work on that. Whereas, I don't know how familiar you are with token economies inside of a blockchain, but it's using some of those incentive structures to help pay people for research in a decentralized manner. So we're doing this internally currently, but we want to offer anyone who likes doing research potentially to compensate off of that. But it's an MVP, so all of our assumptions are probably incorrect, and we'll learn as we go.
Hi there. Since I am coming from across the ocean, I would like to attend Harvard Business School. Is that tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow. The event is, it's at, is there a Parish Church? Is that a place here? Anyway, I can get you the link to the event,
Please.
and you can come join us. It's going to be a great event. Eric's going to be there as well.
Cool.
First Parish, maybe?
First Parish, that's right.
How are you? How do you deal with instabilities that are kind of associated with decentralized currencies and economies?
We're not worried about the currency.
Okay.
So we're using blockchain as an information protocol for transferring information between party A, party B, without making sure that nobody can intercept that in a way that's actually decentralized. You can just throw up a node anywhere, and it would actually participate in a secure way with the information. That's kind of the thing that we're encountering when we're dealing with blockchain technology, is decoupling the idea of cryptocurrencies with the actual fundamental technology behind the cryptocurrency, because the actual innovation is actually in blockchain, not in the cryptocurrency, although cryptocurrencies are awesome too. So yeah, that's how.
I'll add to that as well. Another thing that this is analogous to the birth of the internet. What did we see before the internet? We saw intranets. And so a lot of our experimentation is in private blockchains. It prevents a lot of the scalability hurdles at the moment. And it also allows us to have a sandbox to kind of play around with, because at the end of the day, it's about increasing the competency of the entrepreneurs we work with in these large companies so that they can lead their own internal research once the scalability and piping infrastructure is in a better place.
Can you give us a sense of the size of your firm or organization, and how you're growing and what your customers are like?
Sure. So as a company, the question was give an idea of our firm and its size. And we are a decentralized company. So we're more of an agency. I don't know if you're familiar with like WME and how they manage actors and the Kevin Durant's of the world. We do the same for entrepreneurs. So we partner entrepreneurs that are in between projects or wanting a project handed to them that already has an interested customer, if you will. And that's very decentralized. So it's 6 of us currently that are day-to-day running the company. But at a given time, the project load could have 30, 50 people working on something at the time. And our current client base is about 2 in each of those categories, so about 8 of the Fortune 100. And now we're at a point to where that engine's rolling great, so we can start having fun with our own internal projects as well. But we're small and proud to be small and plan to stay that way.
I have 2 questions. Is it just academics that currently are you focusing on, or is it like any industry that you just want to use the technology to?
So the question is, are we only focusing on academics?
Yeah.
So the academic aspect of our company is important because this is very emerging technology that we're doing, so we need to stay relevant on that front. But all of our work that we do with Fortune 100, it's shipping real products inside of their company to take to market. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, and another one is like, what do you think about the regulations imposed by many industries when you target like an energy sector? You have a lot of regulations from each state and even from the federal too. So how do you tackle those kind of regulations from all the industries? Like, how do you manage and overcome that?
Yeah. So the question is, in the space of decentralization, how do we handle regulation environments and sensitivity? And I'm happy to inform that blockchain is sort of realizes a former oxymoron, which is compliance innovation. So all of the regulators of the world have blockchain on their radar because if executed correctly, it is a secure single source of truth of a ledger, which is great for auditing and all the other things a regulator would be concerned with. So we spend most of our time educating. So we go to Washington, D.C. often to educate. We bring in those regulators in the early conversations of our prototypes. And at the end of the day, it's going to take a collaborative effort. The goal is to get the regulators in early so that they can be proactive with the technology rather than try to show up later at the party and shut the party down.
Thank you.
Thank you.